It's March 30th, 2011, and welcome to this second outdoor edition of Sports by Jack. I just quickly wanted to comment on the Miami Heat losing in Cleveland. LeBron James' second return to Cleveland. They lose 102-90. He had a triple-double, which doesn't make sense because usually when he has a triple-double, the Heat win, or the Cavaliers have won in the past with LeBron. Now, of course, this is just a moral victory for Cleveland. They really have nothing to look forward to for the next 5 years, so whoop-de-freaking-do, they won. But on a side note, Floyd Mayweather, the professional boxer who makes $25 million a fight, bet $50,000 on the second half of the game, betting that the Cavaliers would cover a 12.5-point spread. So he's a happy man today because he won, and he posted this picture on his Twitter account. You know, all I keep thinking about is the fact that these small markets are losing their main guys, and teams like the Miami Heat and New York Knicks stand to benefit with guys like LeBron, Bosh, Wade, Carmelo, Amare playing in their cities. But you know what? It hasn't worked out as well for the New York Knicks so far as it has for the Miami Heat. So maybe places like Cleveland and Toronto and Indiana and, you know, all those other teams in the small markets have something to hope for, because you still got to build a winner apparently in the NBA. Maybe these super teams really don't work. And just as a side note, the Cleveland Cavaliers have now beat the Heat once and the New York Knicks twice with Carmelo in their lineup. There you have it, folks. Another story I quickly want to comment on is the NCAA. Will they finally introduce something where student athletes get paid for a change? Well, according to NBA legend Charles Barkley, that should happen because he's very upset with the fact college players who don't get to the NBA get left with nothing, and the NCAA makes millions when they're done playing basketball and they have no education. Did you know that 50% of the players at UConn and Kentucky don't graduate from university? Now, it's all well and good when some of these players drop out because they're going to the big leagues, and John Calipari maintains that 80% of his players graduate if they stay for all 4 years of their program. Now, either players have to have contingency plans in place or guidance counselors specifically relating to them for those that don't make it to the pros so that they can have some kind of life outside of basketball, or the NCAA needs to start paying somebody to play the games. Now, it wouldn't really be fair to pay students to play the games because regular students wouldn't be down with that, and they wouldn't stand to get as much money from scholarships, which is what NCAA sports produces more of, funding for programs for students in general. Either way, they got to figure it out. It's a sticky situation nonetheless, but it's kind of cool that Charles Barkley put his neck on the line and said something about it, because maybe now things will change when distinguished athletes like him start to share their real opinions and maybe, just maybe, start to actually fight for the cause themselves. The last thing I want to quickly comment on is the World Cup cricket match in India or Pakistan, one of them two places. I don't know where the game is actually, I shouldn't even say that, but it's India versus Pakistan, and it's one of the main reasons that I'm at work a little later today because the match was on at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. You know, I sometimes feel like I would give a kidney to go to the Stanley Cup Finals or win a Stanley Cup Championship. But this guy in India, he wants to give up his kidney to go to a cricket match? Now, I'm just a humble white man from Western civilization. I don't understand the game of cricket at all. But I think giving up your kidney to go to one game is pretty damn committed. Now, I really like sports, but I don't know if I'd give up a kidney. So all I want to know is, sports fans, what would you give up to go to your favorite sporting event? Leave your comments in the section below, and please subscribe. This is Sports by Jack, and if you're not watching my channel, then you don't know jack about it.